Yeah, I think, well, let's see. We're looking at if dates are to be believed. Then right now, everything's ending on the 23rd of June. So that's the guess for the launch date. But it could very well be that we get it on the 9th. It could be that we get it, well, it wouldn't be the 26th or the 12th, but I could see like beta is next weekend. So my best guess is going to be we get the graphics update and SAO on the 12th. I could potentially see we getting everything except Hatred TPD on the 12th. So like we get all the difficulty updates, we get all the loot table updates that we've technically already had, but we get everything back together, or we get everything except for Hatred on the 12th. And that puts us basically at parity with JP. We do our Rodan GS stuff, all that fun stuff. We get the Hatred TPD on the 26th, which is after the beta weekend. So all of the major players are going to be done. They're going to be ready to go. Like, I don't think they're going to drop Hatred on the 12th because it's going to be distracting from the beta. But I could see having people do other stuff like Luther or whatever along the way, or not Luther. I think Luther did get an update. I know Apprentice gets updates for both of those fights. Because I don't think we haven't officially gotten the update for Mining Base, I don't think. So I think we're gonna get, we need both Apprentice updates, and then I think Luther is the other one that gets the update. I don't remember exactly, but I could see the difficulty updates coming on the 12th. Beta will be distracting from TPD, yeah. Yeah, that's valid. So we have the beta 14th, 15th, 16th. Servers blow up, servers come back, whatever. 26th, we get Hatred. And I could see the 28th getting the Prologue 4. Because then at that point, we've got everything solidified. We've got less than a month before the stuff's up to date. It'll still generate enough hype. It'll give us give them the time to process all the global data, all that fun stuff. So I could see either the PlayStation or the new station being on the 28th or the 4th. I guess. So then you have the 9th and the 23rd as the two maintenance days in June. Still want them to drop TPD earlier if possible, but yeah, it should be the very last. Yeah. Like, I wouldn't say at the very last second, like if the date of the 23rd is accurate, I don't want them to drop it on the 9th, but I do want them to drop it with that month window, I guess is the best way to put it. Because give it time for people to try it, play it, practice it, and be able to achieve it. Because if it's anything like JP, they only get one chance a day to do it. And I think it's only like a half-hour window. So they get that one chance a day to do it, and if they screw it up, then well, hey, the next chance is tomorrow. But at the same time, it's also entirely possible that we're going to get in a trigger. I mean, we've generally been getting triggers much more frequently and much earlier than JP. So we could very well just be getting a trigger form of it too, kind of like what we did with Mining Base VR. Which, on the one hand, makes sense. And I almost feel like if they did that, it would be on the 3rd or on the 2nd. or no, the 9th. I'm sorry. Losing track of the days. Either the 26th or the 9th, if they did it trigger only. Because then at that point, people can burn through the Rising Weapon Badge 5s. They can get everything that they could do as well. They could attempt it. They can do it over and over and over again. Get in that first, or get in that the attempts during that first day, get the practice in, and then a week later, they're already off to NGS. I don't know. I don't know. It's kind of one of those things that there's a lot of hypothesis, a lot of questions, a lot of kind of sort of maybes. I don't know. It's one of those things that's definitely going to be an interesting couple of months. Well, month and a half. It's just the awkwardness of the TPD being the graduation quest for PSO2, so ideally we get it before NGS. Yeah. And I think that's the thing of how much time are they going to give us and how much time are we going to need, I think is going to be that balancing point. And I think plus apparently it's doozy, so giving Globe more time to work on it would be nice. Yeah. And that's why the more I feel about it, we're not going to get it in an urgent quest. We're going to get a trigger. Like the more I'm thinking about it, because Hatred is its own call out. So it's its own scheduled time, it's its own chance, and it's only 4 people. We also don't have expert matchmaking. So because we don't have the ability to control as easily who those 4 pugs are, and we never got the 4-man Luther in an urgent quest option. And I don't think we ever got the 4-man Persona in a non-trigger option. So the more I think about it, and because the loot tables are so amazing, like people have been saying they get 2 Power Stones per run, and now Power Stones meaning the Atlas, the Key, and the Gray. But that would honestly open up the floodgates in that case. Yeah, we never got Mom and Dad as an event. We got it as a trigger. We never got it as an actual event. I didn't realize that was a... Well, yeah, it would have had to have been an actual UQ. And we never got Mining Base VR. Yeah, it's not reasonable to squeeze everything in, yeah. So I think in all honesty, yeah, we're not going to get it in a UQ. We're going to get a trigger. And I honestly think that if we get it in a trigger form, we're going to get it at the last second. But because yes, it is a graduation quest. That's the final bow on the top. This is how you're doing it, and this is what's going on. Because I mean, it's basically the same idea, like, especially with a global format. Like with JP, at least you can get a balance of, okay, well, everything's going to be considered the prime time window in JP. Everyone else who's playing whatever, they just have to accept it because technically they're not supposed to be playing. But how easy is it going to be to balance one event throughout all the time zones? Yeah, we're getting a trigger. That's really what it boils down to. Because even it's hard enough now that you can't run whatchamacallit. Like they barely have enough time to do Cradle or Drawn. Like we get those once a week and just kind of randomly shoved in, so it's reliant on people running triggers. So yeah, we're gonna get a very last second trigger running through, and we're gonna have to burn through those in the 2 weeks in order to get it done. If they did, they'd have to wipe everything off the schedule, and why that would hurt people too much for those that are still grinding to try and get stuff done, because I'm willing to bet they're going to put a boost week. Like, I wouldn't... The fact that they've still been giving us Cradle and Drawn and all the additional loot tables, like, we're going to get another boost week. We're going to get Trigger TPDs, or Hatred TPDs. Because I think that's going to be... Well, we're either going to get boost week, or they're going to permanently update or permanently upgrade the fixing options, which I don't think they're going to, but I don't know. And that's the thing. It'll be interesting to see, I guess. But yeah, I could, like, that's a timeline I could see, to be honest. Yeah, we're gonna get the big major update on the 12th. We're gonna get probably the prologue for the 28th, and then we're gonna get Hatred on the 9th with NGS on the 23rd. Yeah, one more boost week for people to upgrade their gear. Yeah, and it's one of those things that they basically gave it to JP. Because if I remember right, they timed the 20% boost week soon enough that they were able to do Hatred TPD too. Now, mind you, it also broke in the meantime, so they needed to extend it quite a bit, but... So yeah, I think, honestly, that's a timeline we're looking at. Now, obviously, there are some wiggle room potentials, like, is the 24th, 25th going to be where Prologue 4 is coming in? No, it could be the 1st and the 2nd. Because it kind of gives that window. But I would see the 20th... actually, no, maybe the 2nd would be the best. Because that gives them enough time to translate everything and get all the results processed and everything like that. Oh, wait, no, this is July that I'm looking at. Never mind. So, the 28th of May is Prologue 4. The 8th, or the 9th is Wednesday, the 23rd is Wednesday, so yeah, the 29th, yeah, we get the graphics update on the 12th, beta on the 15th, or 14th, 15th, 16th. We don't get anything the 26th. We get Prologue 4 the 28th-ish. And then we get Hatred on the 9th in trigger form, and then we get NGS on the 23rd. To sum up. That last, half an hour of conversation, practically.